Hi everyone, Marta here from Calgary Real Estate and Lepage Solutions, coming to you live once again from our beautiful office. I can tell you right now that, I'm thinking, what the heck did I sign myself up for, doing these weekly updates, because they're gonna get harder. I know it every week that I do this, but it is what it is. I have promised to jump on here, so here I am again. If anything, it's, a way for me to stay connected with you guys, give my hellos, and, know that I'm here for you if you need. I am just starting with the facts again of the coronavirus numbers as they are appearing here in Canada. We are still keeping strong and doing good, but I mean, it doesn't even matter if we're doing good. The rest of the world is suffering, and if they suffer, we suffer too. So we got to keep that in mind and, send our prayers and our good wishes to everybody that is out there. So I'll start with the changes that we have seen in Canada right now. Overall, altogether, we have had 268,154 cases, well, not cases, but we've had tests conducted for all people across Canada. We have confirmed cases of 11,268 with the coronavirus, 15 probable cases as of today, April 2nd, 2020, and we have 138 deaths right now for all of Canada. So in comparison to last week, we were only at 39 deaths, and the week before we were at 9 on March 19th. So quite a bit of a jump, and I'm sure we're going to still continue to see that, unfortunately. But let me give you the numbers by province. So last week on March 26th, British Columbia was at 725 confirmed cases with 14 deaths. This week we are at 1,121 cases with 31 deaths. Alberta was at 486 confirmed cases with 2 deaths. This week, we are at 969 confirmed cases and 13 deaths. So the majority of them have been spreading through a lot of the older folks' homes, unfortunately, and that is where we are seeing most of our scenarios come from. Apparently, all across Canada, there's over 600 long-term care facilities that have been affected. So our heart goes out to everybody that has family or that is there and, that has their worries. Next is Saskatchewan. So last week they were at 95 confirmed cases, 0 deaths. This week we are at 206 cases that are confirmed with 3 deaths. Manitoba was at 11 confirmed cases, 25 probable, 0 deaths. This week they are at 167 confirmed cases with 1 death. Ontario was at 858 confirmed cases with 15 deaths. This week they are at 2,793 cases and 53 deaths. Quebec was at 1,629 confirmed cases, a big jump from the week before, but they just, started doing the tests. They had 8 deaths last week. This week, their numbers climbed really significantly. They are, unfortunately, the hotspot right now in Canada at 5,518 confirmed cases with 36 deaths. New Brunswick was at 33 confirmed cases, 0 deaths. They are now at 91 new confirmed cases, 0 deaths. Nova Scotia was at 73 confirmed cases, 0 deaths. They are now at 193 confirmed cases. Prince Edward Island was at 9 confirmed cases, 0 deaths. They are at 22 confirmed cases and 0 deaths. Last but not least is Newfoundland Labrador. They were at 82 cases last week. They are now at 183 cases, 0 deaths. Actually, you can't forget about the Northwest Territories and the Yukon. Last week, Yukon was at, let me just check here. Yukon was at 3 confirmed cases. This week they are at 6, 0 deaths. Northwest Territories was at 1 confirmed case. They are now at 2, and none of it is still at 0. So those are my numbers by province. I also look at the microbiology testing that has been done across Canada. So altogether last week we had people tested, the number of them tested were at 161,603 patients that were tested. From that, we had a total negative of 145,067 test negative, which is great. From that, though, we also had positives at 3,866, so that was last week. This week, April 2nd, we have conducted 268,154 tests, and 243,437 came back negative. The difference in the positives is quite a bit. It has gone from 3,866 to 10,446 positive as of today, 11 o'clock a.m. So numbers are rising. Hopefully these next 2 weeks will be the highest we see, and then, you know, we are going down from there, right? That's what everyone hopes for, that we should be reaching our peak, and hopefully with everyone that is keeping isolated and taking care to wash their hands and keep everything low, we're gonna see this help the rest of the country. I'm gonna jump in next to the numbers in terms of real estate and what's been happening. So a major thing that has happened is, and that's universal pretty much across the provinces, is the, you know, call out of our industry being considered as an essential service. So this has been, you know, a matter up for debate, but I will explain to you why this is the case and why real estate will not fully stop due to this, and you'll understand when I'm done with this. So the debate is in regards to being essential, you know, and these discussions have been happening between realtors as well. Like, we understand shelter is essential, but is buying and selling real estate right now essential? And the truth of the matter is that yes, it is in fact essential, and I'll explain to you why. The major reason is because it is a form of liquidity or finance to individuals. So, you know, if we were to restrict it or stop it, the biggest problem is that it would be kind of like saying, you know, you can't go to your bank and take out your money. So this reason alone will not allow real estate to just come to a halt. There's going to be people that are needing to sell, and that is why we will always be considered as such. So we can't hate the people that are, you know, selling or buying. We have to come to it with a little bit more compassion. And you know, the Real Estate Council of Alberta, for example, released a statement in regards to this, stating the same, saying that the government of Alberta has deemed real estate agent services and services that provide access to credit, stocks, or other forms of liquidity or finance to individuals, groups, or businesses to be essential services. This exempts licensed real estate and mortgage professionals from restrictions during the COVID-19 outbreak as long as they follow all public health guidelines, including physical distancing measures. This means brokerages will not need to shut down operations at this time. Albertans rely on these professional services, and brokerages are encouraged to remain open. So I hope that gives you a little bit more understanding as to why that is the case. And, you know, I fully support that, right? When you look at it from that aspect, keeping restrictions at minimum from a legal standpoint, and for the necessity for allowing public to access their money and their assets and, you know, be able to move them as they need, like that just can't be stopped. So it was eye-opening for me as well because, you know, I too was one person questioning that. And I'm a realtor, right? And I'm wondering, like, is this really necessary for us to do right now? Can we just stop for 30 to 60 days? And the answer simply is no, because people need us, and that is the reality of it. So yes, there's going to be lots of people still needing to sell, and there are going to be buyers that continue to buy. Some might have to downsize, and they need to still have those opportunities. So listings are still being taken, showings are still happening with a lot of restrictions and care being done to, you know, take place. Like there's certain things that are happening, like all the light switches need to be on, you know, everything has to be sanitized and made safe as best as everyone can. So there are people that have sold, like I mentioned last time, in the past few months that still need to get into properties. So it will never fully maybe come to a stop. Who knows, as the weeks go by, nobody knows for sure. If it does stop, it's going to be naturally on its own because the pause will happen as things progress, if there is a full pause. So that will naturally just, you know, put things at a halt temporarily until things pick up again. So we will get out of it. It is just going to be another few months, but you know how long, nobody really knows, right? And the longer we go, the more effects we're going to unfortunately probably see. And we need the whole world to get better. You know, like it's great that Canada is doing good in comparison, but we can't be blind to the fact that if the rest of the world is suffering, all of us are still going to suffer, you know? So hopefully everything is going to get under control soon, and we will be working in a whole brand new market, and accommodating, you know, people's needs as we can. So that is my update for the numbers. Let me just check in the past 7 days what things have been at. So in the past week, we've had 268 sales take place, and we have had, in the past 24 hours, there's been 35 sold. New listings, in the past week, we've had about 444 new listings. So that gives you a little bit of an idea on the numbers. I mean, the week before we were at 315 for sold, and then the week before we were at 475, 560 4 weeks ago. So it is dwindling down, but like I said, people are still needing to make their moves. Some of them have been pre-qualified for 3 months, so they're going to want to take advantage. The interest rates are low, and you know, we can't tell you what to do. So sometimes if you wait too long, you know, these are just pockets sometimes that show up, that people are ready to take advantage of. You know, their qualifications later, are they going to be the same? Who knows, right? So everybody has different reasons for making their moves right now, and we are here to support them if that is the case. And we're going to be staying open from the sounds of it. So we have even received, specific letters that we have to carry with ourselves in case we get questioned. So that was really interesting because it makes you wonder if that is, a pre-preparation for maybe a full lockdown. Are they getting prepared for that? And that's why the letter has been sent, so that if we are out and about in the streets, we have something to show. I don't know. That is yet to be seen. But it means that, yeah, we are essential part of the world process, I guess, or Canada's economy, and we gotta keep on providing our services to anybody that needs. So last but not least, I wanted to talk about some of the Canada's responses, I guess, that happened this week. So aside from, claiming us as an essential service, one of the things that they've ordered was mandatory self-isolation for anyone that has traveled or returned to Canada. And that is to be in place whether you have any symptoms or not. So regardless of whether you have a cough or not, you have to self-isolate for at least 14 days after you have returned. And I mean, it's a little late because everything is closed, so I don't know what good that's going to really do, but maybe it's in regards to the people still, I don't know, returning across the borders or from the States or from all the airplanes that Canada has sent out to rescue people all over the world. But it does seem a little bit delayed for them to have stated that as a mandatory, compulsory thing to do, right? The other thing too is some of the provinces that aren't doing as bad, they're implementing self-isolation requirements as well between provinces. So if you're going from Ontario to somewhere else, they want you, even though if you're within Canada, they want you doing that as well. So every place is different. Like I said, they have all different restrictions. I forget which provinces are, actually doing that, but I believe it's more on the east side, with talks about doing so across the borders, but who knows? We'll see as things roll out in the next few weeks. The other issues that have come up as well is in regards to masks and all the equipment that's necessary for doctors and nurses. So ventilators are being, produced by automotive companies that are retooling all their equipment to create mass productions of what is required for the healthcare system. And unless you're sick, they are cautioning people to not use masks in Canada. And there's a few reasons for that. One of them is that it gives false sense of security. So, the health department feels that if you have a mask on, you're more likely to kind of maintain closer contact between individuals, and that is of more concern to them, keeping that separation than for you to have a mask on. They don't feel like it would protect you as well. The other thing too is in regards to the use and disposal of the masks. They don't want you touching your face. And yeah, that's another reason why they're giving it to us. The key is to stay away from people. So keep your distance, as they're saying. And if you're doing a homemade mask, I mean, they're saying to use caution because the fabrics and the seals around, they could actually cause more harm than good. But then the other half is saying, go ahead, it's better than nothing. But keep in mind all the reasons that they're kind of not recommending them unless you are sick and have been instructed to do so. So that has been an interesting talk. And last but not least, Government of Canada this week, they funded 49 additional COVID-19 research projects to help get more knowledge in regards to, what it is, and study it and find a cure, find a vaccine, whatever they need to do. So that is my update for tonight. I hope you guys are keeping well. I miss you all. I miss all my clients, my friends, and hopefully this gives us a little bit of a connect in regards to everything. If you need anything, please reach out. I'm here for you. You can email me, marta@royallepage.ca. Or I would say give me a call, but my phone is still not working. I'm waiting for my replacement. So you can call my office 9 to 5, 403-252-5900 and ask for me. And hopefully in the next day or two, I should have that in. Okay? Take care. Have a great night. And I hope you guys are all doing good.